All right. All right. So this is a take two, actually. I recorded this exact video, and it was 25 minutes long. I was trying to make a quick one for beginners. 25 minutes is too long. I understand that. I'm not going to go as in-depth as I did. So the purpose of this video is to talk about training mode, how to set it up in VF5 Ultimate Showdown. Right? This works in Final Showdown as well. It's the same training mode as in Final Showdown. So if you're still playing Final Showdown, don't worry about it. It's the same thing. Unlike my VF3 training mode tutorial, you don't have to create your own tutorial mode. The game has a perfectly good one inside of it. So we're going to talk really fast about how you can set up training mode to deal with strings or pressure or moves that you know are a problem for you, but you're not sure how to deal with them. So we're going to talk about that really fast. Pick whatever character you like to play as, right? Sometimes it can actually be good to pick the character that you're having trouble with as well, so that you can like remember what the strings are. But I know all the strings for Pi that I'm going to be talking about, so I don't need to pick her. I'm going to pick my character, right? Then you pick your training mode stage. You can pick whichever one. I like the retro one, but you can pick whatever. You can pick this one, Windows XP stage, totally fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to deal with specific strings. I was getting requested a lot to deal with one string variation, all right? And we're just going to talk about how to set up training mode. We're going to use that as an example, that string, right? So here's the string in question, and it has 3 variations at the end. All right, PBBK, PBB2K, PBB7K. So you can see that I used all 3 of those record slots, right? You can go in at any time and overwrite them with other things, so don't be afraid to use all 3. I'll show you right now how you overwrite, right? Okay, it's the same string, but, you know, I overwrote it. So you could do that. Now, if you want to look at the bottom of the screen, where you see the commands, you can see the square button give us a playback command. We're going to play that back. This is a string that's giving me trouble, right? So let's talk about the properties of the string. First off, we can see the hit properties. You see the whole thing is high, right? So we know every hit of that is high. So we can duck under the whole thing, right? We absolutely can, right? We can actually, we're starting to see something else. There's a lot of delay in between the third punch and the circular hit. We can duck even if we're getting hit. It's important to try stuff like that too, right? Can we mash? No, I can't interrupt with mashing, right? No. But it's all high, right? So what could I mash? VF's best friend, right? A VF player's best friend. 2P, right? Oh, 2P. Yep, that works. When am I able to mash? Or when am I able to crouch? So I'm going to hold down and block at the same time, and we're going to see something else. This is called jailing, right? I'm going to show you really fast. Display settings. Let's show command display. So you can see at the bottom where it shows like the directions I'm holding and stuff. I'm going to show you jailing, right? So I'm going to, well, it's kind of hard because I have to block the first hit standing, but you'll see that I'm holding down right after I block the first hit. And I can't duck the second hit because the second hit jails. That's a special property of strings. A lot of times strings will do that, where you're stuck blocking the second hit if you block the first hit, right? So I'm going to reset the position so I'm close, right? And that'll make it easier for me. If I'm up close, I can't duck the second hit, right? Okay. So let's go back. We just learned some functions of the string. Now, I will talk to you about, I can show evade, but I'm going to do that at the end because I was talking to this guy about evade. I just want to cover all the basic stuff first of doing these functions so that you can stop watching the video if you get everything that you need. So let's finish up with record command. So I already know that I can 2P interrupt. I know that I can duck the whole thing. What happens if I duck it, by the way? Oh, I can punish it, right? That wasn't a punish. How can I tell if it's a punish or not? Look at the bottom where you see my stick and my buttons. Oh, wait, that's actually not correct. Sorry, guys. You have to be on a specific input display. You have to be on detailed stats. Sorry about that. I think that that's actually true. So let's do that. Record commands. We'll play it back. Right? And now watch this. Boom. You see that blue counter above the P1? Above the P1 in that box in the bottom left? I'll do it again. Right? We'll get hit. We'll hit her. Blue counter. That means that's a whiff punish. Okay? If I do it too late, it's not a whiff punish. That blue counter does not appear. So now we know some of our options. We can interrupt with 2P. We can block. We can wait for it to whiff over our head and then block, and then whiff punish it. So this is a three-way string. Let's practice the other ways and see if those same three options work. Because then we know that we've already dealt with the string. We know how to deal with the string. That's the first one, right? We duck. Oh, hey, duck is really good in this situation. I'm plus 18. My launcher is 17. This is really good for me. I'm getting this block punish every time. You see that blue? This is looking really good for me. Can I interrupt with 2P? Guess what? That sweep is so slow, I can interrupt with 2P even if I block the third hit. I can't there because I waited way too long, but just to show you guys. Boom. You can interrupt that sweep. 2P. Ooh, easy. VF player's best friend. Look at that. Super easy. Let's talk about the last hit. The last one. The last variation is this, right? So can we duck? Let's try the 2P. 2P is not good. Whoops. 2P is good there. I can still interrupt. But let's say I block that third punch, right? Oh, 2P is not good. 2P is good here. 2P is good here, but no, not if you block that third punch, right? So 2P doesn't work. But notice something else. Notice my frame advantage, right? I got counter hit and I'm +1? That's not good for her. I can still pressure. What about this situation? Remember when we were just ducking? Because if you just duck and block, you can whiff punish the high and block punish the sweep. So let's try ducking and see what happens. Not pushing an attack. Oh, +8? +8? Oh, that's Nitaku, right? That's two choice. That means they have to pick between blocking or a bar. Do they really? Let's find out. That distance looks really far, right? So can I grab? Let's find out. Oh, I tried mash and grab and I didn't mash it enough. There you go. No, I can't. No, I can't. I can't mash grab. So it's actually not Nitaku. But you are +8. So what can you do with that? Let's talk about what you could do with that. You can elbow. You could counter hit launch. You could do your whatever. Right? You could dash and grab. That's only going to work if they are blocking, if they're holding block. Right? So crouching and blocking is not even that bad here. Interrupting with 2P is very good on the third hit. Crouching and blocking is not bad here either. We have a few ways of dealing with this string, right? Worst case scenario, we get hit for a little bit, and then we're +8. It's never bad to be +8. Let's talk about countering that, right? So this is where it's going to start getting a little advanced. If all you wanted to do was learn about setting this up, I'm going to leave you with one last thing. You can press that triangle button at the bottom. It says playback random. And now you don't know which option it's going to be, but it's going to be one of those three options every time. And you can even just leave it like this and it's going to be one of those three options. It's any three options that you set up. Any three options at all. So it doesn't have to be the same string. It could even be something like where you're practicing fuzzy guard situations. You have them like punch, elbow, punch grab, and you can practice blocking the punch and then like ducking. You can have them do punch, punch, punch. You know how some people do like punch, 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 and then elbow. You can practice situations of how do you defend against stuff like that, right? So that's an option for you. Mixing it up is very useful. So this is the end of the training mode part. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a more advanced thing at the end here for my buddy who was having trouble with this string. So if you're having trouble with this 3 strings, keep watching. Otherwise, you're done. Don't worry about it. I hope this was helpful. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the evade issue. Now, I had been saying before, I was giving advice to evade this because he was saying that it was happening from full screen. I'm realizing that evade from full screen probably not as good of an option because it's not as consistent as holding down, right? And I'll explain why. Just watch this. Oh, I have to evade the first hit because of that jailing feature, right? I can't evade the second hit. I'm mashing evade. By the time that second hit comes out, I'm still blocking it, right? So because of the jailing feature, I can't evade there. So you have to evade, and I think I had explained this, but it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I don't know. He was saying it was happening from full screen. If it's from full screen, you absolutely can evade it, and I'll just show you really fast how that would be. You have to start evading it from the first hit of the string. So you can practice that right now. So you go, right. Okay, so now she's going to be +2 because I'm going to block that punch, and then I'm going to evade right after. Oh, well, I'm not going to block that punch, but it's fine. So look at that. I double evade. And now she's back turn, right? So if she's back turn, I can actually punish her string with a back grab during the last hit or at the very end of the last hit. I get whiff punish like this. I get back turn punisher. She can't turn around. You know how strings are in this game, right? If you evade once and push a button, look what happened to me. It tracks. It will always track during the string. You can only whiff punish an evaded string if you let the whole thing whiff, right? If they can still push a button, you have not successfully evaded yet. It looks like you did. The character will make the evade noise, but it's not a true... You can't punish it at that point, right? You have to let everything finish, because if they push a button and you push a button first, they will just track you. That's just the way that it is. You're evading wrong if that's what's happening to you. You have to evade. You have to either double evade the string or evade the first hit and let it just whiff, right? If you're close like that, you have to interrupt the kick, okay? But you have to know when to interrupt too. This is another thing. Training mode is super crucial. You can only interrupt after the third punch if you evade. If you try to interrupt too early, she will track you. Although in that case, it's still slow enough that PK will work, but I can't like knee. Oh, I can. Okay, never mind. This string is actually really bad. So you should be able to do pretty much whatever you want if you evade the first hit of the string. But it has to be the first hit. He was telling me that he was evading the first hit. If that's the situation, this is the correct option for you. But you could set this up in training mode, right? Okay. Let's talk about one last thing. Let's talk about adaptation. This is really advanced. Let's say you learned the string, but you want to avoid having to go into training mode again later when they have obviously figured out after you do this 2 times, you duck that string 2 times, and they know, I have to counterplay this. Let's say you want to anticipate their counterplay. You can use training mode to anticipate counterplay. So we're going to record this string. Right? What was our decision? Duck is probably the most efficient one. This string. Duck is also the most efficient one. This string, the same thing, but let's do counterplay. that's not counterplay. Sorry, guys. Let's overwrite. All right, watch this. We're gonna play. We're gonna do the random thing. Okay, duck. Right. Okay, duck. Oh, I got thrown. Okay, so there you go. She might counterplay you like that. What else could she do? Right? That? What else could she do? Right? That? What else could she do? Right? Just wait. Or I think I already put that. She could do like She could low grab earlier. Right? So now you can start practicing everything. What do you do against this? Well, if you remember, one of our options was 2P, the third hit. If we block the first two and 2P here, well, that beats low grab too. What about, what was this option? Let's see. Oh, that, yeah. What about that? Oh, it doesn't work here. It doesn't work. If I duck here, oh, I get hit by the last hit. Doesn't work. So I have to actually block, right? So that's counterplay to her counterplay. That's legit counterplay for her. But if she's going to do that to you, you have already learned about the counterplay, right? How about this one? What was this again? Oh, this was weird. So watch this, yeah. Yeah, I get still 2P here, and if I'm holding 2, it's going to mess me up. What if she just does the 2, right? Right? How about that? So we're going to try that. Oh, okay. Hold on. No, 2P is still really good here. Yeah, this is because look how slow that is. Yeah, 2P is great. If you just hold down, though, that's a problem. So you're starting to figure it out, right? Let's say that they work in delay. Look how much slower that one came out, right? Because normally she can do it like this. It's a little faster, right? Watch, we'll play the fast one, right? We'll play the slow one. See how much slower it was? So, in this situation, you still can't mash. Still can't mash 2P. But there's enough of a gap there, maybe. Can you evade? Let's see. Yep, you can evade. If you evade, you really blow her up, too. You might want to do the evade, because she might mix it up between that or... Right? That? Right? So both of those options would lose to evade. But the thing about VF is everything is counterplayable. Everything has a counter to it. And every counter, every option that you can use to counter, at least one of those options every character has. Like, right? So that's why the game can be considered very deep, is because there's counterplay for everything, but every character has access to it. So really, you never have a situation where you only have a few things to think about. You always have a lot. But with training mode, you could see right there, you can actually go in and do more. You can really end up making all those decisions ahead of time and learn a lot about it. And then at least you're not super unprepared when you get into a match. All right? So this is a little bit shorter. I am just going to put this one out because this is already pretty... This is a tough conversation to have quickly. You know, if I was an editing guy, I'd probably cut this down to like 10 minutes. Or, well, not 10 minutes. I'd probably cut it down to 15. But not going to happen. Sorry, guys. This is as good as you're going to get. But, yeah. Hope you enjoy. Hope that, you know, you use training mode to the fullest. Thank you.